Oh, shit.
What is going on, everyone?
Hello, people.
We are back with the Pound / Marvel Media Podcast.
This motherfucker.
I'm Slash.
Trying to kill himself. I'm Pound. Trying to kill himself for no reason.
We actually have a really fun episode for you today. So last week, Ralph drew the Fantastic Four, Earth's greatest heroes.
Earth's greatest. That was my. I'm thinking.
And we didn't know what we were getting into. We were excited to check it out since we've been reading the Fantastic Four comics.
And it's actually not bad.
And it's actually not bad
the first
so far.
6 episodes so far. We don't know what the next one, but these 6 are not bad.
We are going to cover the first 6, just to give you guys a little bit of, we'll get into that once we actually get to the show. But per the norm.
Oh, yeah. Gotta hit the news first.
Sir Ralphus, Mr. Pounds, give us the news.
Well, let's start off with a bang. Ooh, we got J.K. Simmons has teased the future of J. Jonah Jameson, or JJ as they call him, Triple J, in the upcoming Spider-Man movies, saying that he's not really. He's one of the ones like he's like all the actors. He's saying like he don't know whether or not if he's
Gonna be
in it or not, but he's teasing that I might be in things that are in Spider-Man that may not be in the MCU. I mean, he's gonna be MCU, but he might do other things like for the solo or the Sonyverse. Right. So, but because Variety and watching them post, they're all asking him like, so what's your character gonna do now that this is are you guys in? It's because Sony can still put him anywhere, but he's not saying no, but he ain't saying yes. So he's hinting that there could possibly be like he might be the Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 4 or the MCU Spider-Man. So that's pretty cool.
Can you go turn that off?
Oh shit! Yeah, that is loud as shit. By the way.
Yeah, it's just the power button in the middle.
Yep, right in the middle. Yep, yes sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Did they catch all that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
The mic's over here. I'm just.
Okay.
We usually turn it off for our reactions, and I forgot to.
Right. The next thing we also got is news reporter indicates that Ryan Reynolds will not appear in Doctor Strange 2. Wait a minute. I brought that up too. I was going to talk to you about that because remember last year we covered that where he said, well then again he said it's a possibility, so he may not appear. Okay, that's fine. Because he was talking about that at first.
I think we just need to sit back and wait. Because, I mean, again, there were 2 people that claimed up and down for fucking 6 months that they weren't going to be in No Way Home, and then they showed up.
They just showed up out of nowhere.
Well, it wasn't out of nowhere. We knew they were going to be on there.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not that good
especially when the leaked leaked footage by John Capia.
Right. So I'm just saying, as far as them being like, yeah, it's not, we're not going to be in it. We'll see.
Because so far, Loki, he ain't really speculating. They say he is gonna make a small cameo, but I didn't think Deadpool. I mean, he was hinting on it, but I didn't think like he was like, yeah, I'm all in. Because he's still trying to do his. Third movie? No, fourth, right? Third Deadpool movie, right? And they're keeping it rated R and MCU that shit. So yeah, I think he's still trying to do his little.
Yeah, he needs to do the Stan cameos. That's where I want him.
And he talked about that too. He's like, He said he would not mind actually just appearing in all the MCU movies leading up to. So the next also bit of news, which is kind of weird. Little bit of news. Kevin Feige said that they will not have another Avengers movie. Like they said, Avengers Endgame was like the final. Now, take it as you want. You might think that was the final for that group, but people are speculating even on Twitter now. They're saying that this was actually the final Avengers movie.
It was
for all of it. Like not even trying to bring up another like is it gonna be like people think like is it gonna be Avengers 5 or
No. So what would be considered Avengers 5 will be the first Young Avengers or the
right. That's why I'm thinking
something
where he's
along
going.
Those
Because some people are thinking like they're like, so he's done making Avengers movies. Like I don't think he's actually full on done making our team up movies. But as far as that goes,
as far as the actual Avengers, they're done.
Yeah, they're done, and they've been done since actually.
One's dead, one's old and living his life. Everyone else is split up to do their own thing.
I was gonna say, going real blunt,
they've put all the pieces in place to be able to bring in the Young Avengers within the next few years.
Right.
Like, yeah, guys.
I was going to say, going real blunt, they stopped in 2016, if you want to be blunt, when Civil War came out. And that's when the Avengers were really done that day. Like, if you really want to be real blunt with it. But everybody was just kind of a little bit on Twitter. They're like, say it ain't so. No. Like, what actually put, no. Like, are you serious? Like, what's happening? Like, bro, they're basically freaking out more on Twitter than out in Hollywood because they're like, so wait, we're not. I thought
I just wish people would just have faith in what Feige's doing. He has not let us down. Even if there's one or two movies here and there you don't like.
Right.
I get why people probably didn't like Eternals. I get why Shang-Chi didn't appeal to a lot of people.
There should be an Oscar, but that's not the point.
Right. But at the same time, like, they're setting up the set pieces to do something big again.
Right. You know, and then really like, you kind of know about what's happening right now.
Again, we praise Marvel for doing what DC didn't and setting things up and letting the story play out to give us that real Avengers feel that both Infinity War and Endgame gave us. And now people want them to rush to the next thing, and it's like, no, they've never rushed. Let them build up the story.
Yeah, they never really rushed at all.
Let them build up the story the way they're building it up.
Right.
And let the pieces fall where they fall and see what they do with it.
It's like, just going off topic, it's like one of our coworkers talked about, have you seen Peacemaker? And it's like, yeah, but since the DCU was kind of ass, and he was talking about the cameos, I'm like, they mean nothing. I mean, that's cool, you got them, but they mean nothing. Because
you got 2 of the 4 cameos. Congratulations.
Right, because the overall story means absolutely jack shit to me. And I don't want to tell my coworker that, he's a semi-cool dude, kind of. Anyway, I don't want to tell him that because I don't want to hurt his feelings. I'm like, bro, these cameos are cool, but
what are they really building up?
What's it building up to? It's like, what's the point in here? But Lisa, and it's funny, you want to be blunt, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. been doing that before they went off the deep end. For like the first 3 seasons, they were all tied into the damn MCU. So,
right. And
that was a build up to something. It's just things that, take time, all of it, let them do their thing, and I guarantee you, like, we'll all be happy then. I mean, we're getting Captain America 4, for God's sakes.
At the very least.
And X-Men, Fantastic Four, and all that shit.
At the very least, be happy and excited that Moon Knight starts in, like, 5 weeks.
Yes!
6 weeks.
We're getting Moon Knight, and we might get Doctor Doom in this shit. We might get that, or at least somewhat of his company in there. So, that's good. And then, the other bit of news, we got, let's see, what else we got? Doctor Strange, which we'll get to that too about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange also dropped too, guys. Doctor Strange new trailer, was hinting about, Superior Iron Man showing up, which is Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise, now they've been talking to Tom Cruise now and saying, are you in this movie? Like, literally.
Leave Tom Cruise alone.
Tom Cruise is still trying to make Mission Impossible 6 out here.
Right.
He's trying to make a 6th movie right now with Agent Carter. Isn't that weird? Agent Carter I forgot her name, Haley Atwell, is in Mission Impossible 6. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe they talked and they said, hey, you want to be in this movie? Right. But they're like, so Tom, how do you feel that, are you sure you're not the Iron Man? And Tom's like, help me help you. Oh, no, let me stop.
Why'd you have to give him the little man voice?
I can't.
Hi, guys.
Because he's a little dude. He's actually short. The camera makes him think he's 6'2". He's not. He's only like 5'9" out this bitch.
Like, I am.
Yeah, he's all right. Exactly. Sure. I'm not.
I am average height for a male in the U.S. Thank you.
Yeah, that is average.
Thank you.
Yeah, people.
He's like 5'3".
Look. We done went off this. Like, and then he gonna look it up. How fucking tall is motherfucking Tom Cruise? Because this bitch better not be taller than me. I'll shoot him. I'll kick him in the head. Anyway, what else we got? Let's see. Oh,
5'7".
He sat up in this.
Brad Pitt's only 5'11".
He is.
Yep.
He looked like he's sick. I mean, well, I guess yeah, okay, shit. The camera do make it. I thought he was 6'2". Damn. Okay, the more you know. Wow. Okay. Well, the next bit of news: actor Danny Ramirez, who played Coy, he played not Falcon, or is this turning into Falcon in the Falcon Winter Soldier series.
Kind of like Hispanic looking dude.
Yeah, he's like, hey, what you want to do with this? He's like, I got a new suit, so he's gonna put on the Falcon suit. He says that he's in talks of playing a future, which, once again, this is all leading up to what we talked about at the beginning, like the first article. He's in talks that, he might be doing future potential MCU roles outside of that series, which we knew that anyway.
Well, so here's the thing. I can guarantee you he's probably going to be in Captain America 4.
Yep. But you guys haven't heard now, where have you been? Because that was like one of the biggest things that dropped last year. Well, just as I think they said, hey, Cap 4, boom, it's being written.
He's probably going to be Sam's wingman, basically. His partner, his sidekick.
Right, he's going to basically, we'll
get 2 Falcons.
We can't call DC or MCU sidekick, so he's got to be like his friend or compadre or comrade. Gotta say comrade. Gotta be like, he's my comrade in wings, I guess.
So yeah, he's gonna be a sidekick.
look, like Bucky. like Bucky, huh? Bucky was a sidekick.
Bucky's also gonna be a sidekick. He's got 2 sidekicks.
So go Cap. Yeah, Cap had 2 sidekicks too. He had him and the. So
I'm just saying. But no, I'm super excited to see where they go with his character because
he was in it. And for like a couple of, he got his ass beat by a Flag Smasher. He was
but he didn't have any tech either. He was just fighting hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
Let's be real. Sam has wings that pretty much think.
Bro, he got Wakanda, bro. That's it. He got.
Right.
He upgraded. I got Wakanda. He can take a bam. What's good? This Black Panther shit. Bam. I am Captain America. What's it? No. Is this your king? I'm Cap, bro. I ain't your king.
Hey, I keep trying to remember what the what's the quote? The Bombay.
Bombay, and I think he said Bombay. They did that chant, and then they go into a run. I ain't gonna lie.
Anyways,
we keep going off topic because everybody said who ran fast? Black Panther. He was gone. Anyway,
he was out in front of the pack.
And this is probably, I think, the last bit of news I'm probably talk about. Disney has confirmed that instead of 2 episodes, you only get 1 episode March 30th.
Really?
Confirmed that because first we all thought, well, they first confirmed it was 2, then now they're going to 1 for March 3rd. So
okay.
Well, okay.
Whatever makes them happy.
Yeah. So we might just get the beginning episode and that's it. I'm fine. Hey, you know what? It's my I ain't gonna question it. Hey, it is what it is on that one.
Whatever it is that they want to do, we're here for it.
Right. Yeah. And some people are saying, they said that March 30th idea, should have been 2 episodes. It was a missed opportunity. You read Twitter, man, you find everything.
I just feel like
they're all saying it's a missed opportunity. Like they should have had about the 2 episodes.
Well, I feel like unless you're going to do a lot to get people really into it,
right.
Only having 1 episode if it's more of a build-up type of episode, like every first episode typically has been.
Right.
You kind of need the 2 episode run to get people really invested and make them want to watch it, even more of it.
Right.
But I think they're going off of old boy star power alone and thinking that people are going to come watch it because he's in it.
I mean, do you know besides Apocalypse? I've seen other movies that Oscar Isaac got done, but a lot of people don't know that he did other movies. They probably just know him like, hey, isn't that the guy that was this little stuggy looking dude?
No, a lot of people are stoked, dude. When he got announced to take that role,
hell yeah, it's better than Apocalypse.
People went, no, I'm not talking about from him. Other people, Twitterverse,
really?
Everyone was like, oh yeah, Oscar Isaac's going to be great for this role. So obviously he's well known enough.
Oh shit, I didn't know he was that well known. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, he was just because only I remember reading he was doing the training montages. Like that was one of the first things where he was trying to hint that he wasn't Moon Knight, but then he was doing them fighting and shit. And then he was so like he even had an interview after that. That like he's so stoked, like he's just happy. And I'm like that guy said, "Hey, I wouldn't play a shitty character. Now I'm playing a good character. I'm playing Batman. Let's go."
Right.
But that's literally all news. Do you have anything?
No, actually, the only thing I want to talk about, speaking of Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, so last week we film pretty much every Friday or Saturday, depending on which week and what's going on. And so last Friday we recorded, and that was before the Super Bowl. We watched the Super Bowl. Obviously, we didn't talk about any of the stuff that happened in the Super Bowl in our podcast that week because they'd already been recorded.
Right.
So now's our chance to actually talk about both the trailers that had happened at the Super Bowl, and I'm going to start off with the Doctor Strange one because that was the first one that they showed. And it was really cool how they did it because they didn't even show the trailer on TV. It had a small,
like a snippet,
15 to 30-second
Seconds.
TV spot that ended with, "If you want to see the full trailer, go online."
Smart. Hey, that's smart. Hey, they said go on YouTube, find that shit, man.
And what makes it even funnier is there were actually scenes in the in the TV spot that weren't even in the trailer.
Right.
So you kind of had to watch them both to get everything out of it that,
Right.
was
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Like they had like more scenes of Superior Iron Man that you didn't see.
We still don't even know if that's Superior Iron Man.
Oh, right. Because I thought that was like Captain Marvel.
No, so here's the thing. It's definitely a person of color.
Okay. Right.
Superior Iron Man, I think, is just Tony Stark with better armor and kind of a dick.
That he already is?
More of a dick than he
I was
is.
like, wait, did he already... And I wish because our coworkers broke it down what superior between Iron Man and this Iron Man was, but I forgot.
So, and one of the videos that I had watched online actually had a very good thought behind it. So the 4K trailer actually dropped a few days later,
right,
towards mid to late week last week,
mm-hmm.
and it actually looks a lot like the guy playing Kang.
So okay. So we might get one of Kang's variants in here.
It could be. Now it also could not be. I'm just saying.
He could be sitting on the council right now, to be honest.
There's rumor that he's got a person on the council. There's rumor that there's a Loki on the council. I don't think either of them will be.
Okay.
Because in order to have Loki on the council, they would have to determine which Loki it is, which universe he came from.
I'm gonna say this can be. I can see that happening. I know you say you don't think it, but I think like that could actually happen. He could just be, like I said, another variant. Like this whole thing could be all variants, for all we know. Shit.
I think it's going to be filled with the people that are actually in the Illuminati in the comics.
Okay.
And Loki's not one of them.
Of course.
Kang's not one of them. We're gonna get Professor X, which we actually got to hear.
And they're trying to play it off like that wasn't Charles Xavier.
Captain Picard talk.
You dumb mother. Like that's Charles Xavier.
I don't remember what his actual. Why are people's names escaping me today?
It's shit. I forgot his name too.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, ain't that a bitch? I was like, he's
So,
American Dad, bro.
It was definitely Patrick Stewart's voice and his bald ass head.
That ball, right? You can see from the side of it.
You're also going to. I think we're going to get the Black Bolt from Inhumans.
Right.
Which is
Carter can make a
going to
role.
make it canon for all of you people that hated that show.
Oh, that will make it canon. Yeah, that will. We might get Agent Carter. That's what they were also hinting in there. As well.
I don't think it'll be. I think Agent Carter's going to be in the movie. I don't think she's going to be on.
For not that long.
Not on the console. Not on the council.
No, okay.
We're going to get Iron Man, which is probably going to be played by fucking what's his face.
Oh, come on, it's Tom Cruise. Come on, you knew this was coming. Yeah,
fuck him.
It's like I can see you now. We watch this movie, like like, were you not surprised?
I'm trying to remember who all else is on the council.
Reed Richards, of course.
Reed Richards.
Was Beast part of it?
No.
Black Panther.
Actually, I think there was a Black Panther, which is where we might actually see what's his face show up.
Which he's he's trying to hide it too, but we know Killmonger. We know.
Right.
No, we know.
So I'm just saying, I think they're gonna stay more true to the comic sense of it. I think they're gonna have people that run with them that help kind of guard against the multiverse in terms of things that are going on. And I think that is where we're going to see Captain Carter. I think that is where we're going to see this new version of Mordo.
Right. You said Mordo books. I watched that. I said, oh, yeah, he does break him out.
Yeah,
damn. Okay.
He's the one that breaks Strange out.
Strange
So it's definitely not the same Mordo.
Right.
Because the last time we actually saw Mordo in the MCU universe was when he was going around killing other wizards.
Right, because the Ancient One lied to him.
Right.
Kong lied to him.
One of the cool things I loved about this trailer too is seeing all the different versions of Strange we got to see.
Bro.
And there were several.
There
was our basic Strange.
Then we had one with
there was like
one.
a more dark and evil Strange that
Right.
more represents the one from What If.
Right.
There was one
with the
that's
weird hair
called like Protector Strange. He's got like a little ponytail.
Right, ponytail. He had like the weird hair. Yeah.
So it was cool seeing all the different Stranges.
Then there's this weird dark looking, not dark, but
there's like a zombie
one.
There's a zombie Strange.
Whoa, that's creepy, bro.
Another thing that I really liked too was seeing Wanda kind of go back and forth in between, like, because they're obviously bouncing around in the movie for the trailer. But there's like some scenes of her where she's really calm and talking to Doctor Strange, and so, and then there's times where it looks like she's just an evil bitch.
Bro, I think there's so many villains in this fucking movie, bro. I feel like the council, because I feel like the council gonna be coming after Doctor Strange because they can't just let him go.
We got to see Shuma Gorath.
Right, he's one of the villains for like a brief second. I don't know what that little vortex that was sucking the
Protector Strange.
Protector Strange and the female chick that's with him. I forgot her name. Miss America?
Oh, no, America Chavez.
America Chavez. I don't know what that thing is, bro. It was like about to eat her.
That portal was hers.
That's her. Oh, shit. Okay.
With
the eyes and shit?
No. So the one that shows up behind her is in the shape of a star.
Okay.
And that's actually coming to save her from whatever is going on.
Because that's weird. It's like, it looked like it was about to, it was like had tentacles. It was about to like eat her up alive, bro. But then I guess she gets saved out. So can that be Dormammu, but another version?
I don't think.
Okay.
It'll be Dormammu.
And
then something else nobody else is connected to.
Yeah, you brought that up.
And I brought this up with you when we were talking. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where you see this cloud start to kind of overtake Carmitage.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that's
they were suiting up, man. They were ready to go.
And I'm wondering if that's not Alioth. Because we had heard rumors that they were going to bring Alioth back in a movie or down the line for something. Alioth,
but I was like, I mean, that'd be the only way how I would do it, just let him just like appear.
But yeah, it probably maybe even pulled through by Kang. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure that I think it's Alioth, but I think it's a good possibility that it is because I just don't see a cloud being that.
Right, because they suited up. Like as soon as they saw that cloud, they like, yo, what is this coming toward us? But that could also be maybe the zombified Doctor Strange thing coming. Like maybe that's how his interest is coming in. Because if you look like we talk about this too, like it started looking like what it did in What If, and I had to zoom in. I said, oh, that is like the dissolving part
world.
of What If was doing.
This is why you should have left good enough alone, Mr. Strange, and it's also starting to also look like you may finally get a character death.
Yeah.
Wong may finally bite it.
I told you Wong gonna bite it. I know. Strange. I'm like, bruh, you ain't gonna gotta make a choice, bro. Hey, and y'all think it's gonna be the death one? Nope, it's gonna be Scarlet Witch is gonna put him in the dirt.
Here's gonna be the only reason I think they won't kill Wong off. And it's because he does add a comedic aspect to the MCU.
Yes, he does. But this looks more serious though.
No,
I'm serious.
This could be serious. But another thing too is he also seems to be the one leading up, getting more people together for whatever's coming. Because if you remember at the end of Shang-Chi, he was the one that went and got Shang and that chick that I can never, Aquafina, whatever her character name is.
Her name is and they said he might be in this movie because they said potential in the movie as well.
But he's the one that went and got them for the post-credit scene and called up, all the other people, Bruce, and Captain Marvel, and there was a third one. I can't remember who the third was. It Rhodey?
Right. Yeah, it was Rhodey. I think it was. No, was it Rocket? Was it Rocket? No.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know who that third one is, but
it's been a while since I've seen the movie. Which now, do not get me wrong, I have seen that movie like fucking 12 times now.
Right.
I love Shang-Chi, but
I can rewatch it every day. But I need to rewatch that post-credit scene though. I don't. Now that I know the post-credit, I don't rewatch it. So.
But yeah, so again, super excited for Doctor Strange, but I'm also able to keep that excitement to a minimum.
Right.
Because right now. The focus is on Moon Knight. Because Moon Knight's going to be the next thing to come out. I am super excited for this.
Which I am happy this is the next thing that was coming out. We didn't know what was coming out, man.
Especially after the extended trailer that was released during the Super Bowl.
Yep, that was like, I like that.
They did so many cool... I love his look. And dude, that scene where he jumps down...
And you see that cape?
And you see his cape fly out and it's in the crescent shape and he lands... And then he had that other part where he'd thrown that boomerang and it came back.
Like the cape, but I like that boomerang, that moon boomerang. He caught that.
And immediately, the way he caught that, I was like, he's a really good lawyer.
Ethan Hawke's thing, that little abacus that was doing that shit. Hey,
did you hear me?
What'd you say? What?
I said the way he caught that boomerang, I was like, yeah, he's a really good lawyer.
That's it. That is it.
So yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. I think it's going to be confusing as hell for most of it, and then I feel like the end is going to tie everything together, and then you're going to be like,
it's supposed to lead to it's supposed to lead to something. So like it's just like Spider-Man, he's away. It's still supposed to lead to an overall story somewhere. So this Moon Knight's supposed to lead to something. Something's supposed to happen. So I'm all in with it. So.
Like I said, it'll be exciting to see where that goes. I'm super excited for it. I cannot wait for it to start so we can start talking about it. And I don't even had. This will be the first time I've gone into a show without predictions because I don't know anything about Moon Knight.
Anything about this person.
Other than the fact that he suffers from having a multiple identity disorder.
Which they got that in the trailer very down pat.
Right. And Mark Spector is also a like hired mercenary or something like that, right. Or some shit like that. I don't know. I haven't read the Moon Knight, and we haven't gotten that far. And even then, I hear the Moon Knight we're gonna run into first in the comics ain't even this version of Moon Knight.
I kind of figured
it's before all that. Kind of like how in one of the comics we read this past week, we ran into the first Black Knight, and he's not what the Black Knight is in the MCU.
In the MCU.
It's a later iteration of that character. This one doesn't even have special powers. No. He's just created shit.
Did he have a horse? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he had
a horse. I was saying, bro, this Moon Knight was completely
different. He combined like an eagle with a horse or some shit like that.
I remember reading this. I said, dude, this Black Knight is not what we have been noticing from Earth's Mightiest Heroes or the MCU. No,
because the one in the comics that we're covering now, he has a lance, whereas the Dark Knights that we have seen
has a sword.
In the later iterations has the that sword that the ebony blade.
The one that the first Venom Null has, which I can't wait for that. That's hopefully supposed to happen. We got too many stories. That's why I said everybody pump your brakes, nigga. This next 10, 15, 20 years, bro. Because Kang's still coming. We got Kang, this shit coming. We got his shit from Doctor Strange. We got Moon Knight, his shit. Y'all forgot Null might be coming down, the very first Venom himself coming down the fucking building. That's his sword. So,
Things gonna get interesting.
And we got Blade. Just like, what's up? I'm here.
Are you sure about this?
Are you sure about this? Marshall, go ahead, Marshall. Do you, bro? He gonna make some money for the rest of his life. Let's be in a Marvel. I want to get in a Marvel movie. I want to make some money for the rest of my life.
Ralph's like, let me be the Black Blob.
That's it. That's it. And I die by Wolverine. Worth it.
I would rather Ralph be Juggernaut myself.
Just come, right? And we just get taken out by.
They look at him and be like, damn, Juggernaut, you smell like fucking bounce sheets.
That's it. That ass but bounce. Just like, I'm the Juggernaut. Tied, bitch. Just and they get taken out by just Charles Xavier. They're like, worth it. I just made $1 million. What have you made?
Right.
Anyway,
I'd be like, Ralph, you better buy me like
something,
a sandwich.
Because
I'm not one of those people that like would want to live off of one of my own friends' riches.
No,
just buy me a sandwich. That's all I'm asking for. I don't need a car. I don't need a house.
This sandwich gonna have a diamond in it.
I just need. Give me a burger, dude. Five Guys. Let's go to Five Guys. Mow down some fucking Five Guys burgers. And
that's it.
We're good.
And the Five Guys is gonna be made by the legit owner of Five Guys. Like, okay, got the legit. Yep, we resurrected him. That's all. Anyway.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go into talking about Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. It was a TV show that debuted in 2006. I did not go through and get all of the... it's the one thing I forgot to do, and I didn't do it with the last show because there was way too many characters. I usually go through and get all the voice actor names.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't do that.
Whoa, yeah. Besides the main people, whoa.
I didn't do it for Superhero Squad show because there were like fucking hundreds of people in that show, and I was not about to sit there and write them all out. However... I will try to remember that for the next time we go through. So...
They have like 50 people?
Before we get into this, I did want to give everybody a little bit of an idea because there was actually even a couple of our coworkers that had no clue about this show in terms of how it was laid out.
Right.
So Cartoon Network had it a part of their Toonami lineup.
Yep, for like a brief second.
It's even done in the Americanized anime fashion.
Yeah.
And... They ran it for about 8 episodes, but they were not getting hardly any views on it. And to be honest, I think a lot of it has to do with, at that time, Fantastic Four were not really big names and everything. I mean, yes, they had came out. They were just getting ready to go into Rise of the Silver Surfer. But the first movie, let's be real, was not great. It wasn't terrible. If you want terrible, go look at Fan Four Stick. But the first one was not great.
Right.
It was just an average kind of mid superhero movie.
And people weren't.
And that's going to happen when you hire a girl to play Sue Storm. So.
I like, damn, I forgot that bitch's name. What's her. Oh, shit. Jessica Alba. Yeah.
Like, one of the Jessicas, Alba, Beale,
that bitch name
is. Whatever.
Aniston. Oh, that's Jennifer Aniston. Oh, shit. I didn't know the bitch name. I said, what is this?
Here's the thing. She's not a bad actress.
No, she's not.
I don't mind her in movies, but she's not Sue Storm. That's the problem. She looked... Let's be real. Sue Storm in the comics doesn't look like a fucking model.
No, Sue Storm looked like...
She looks like somebody that could be like one of your mom's friends. And I'm not saying his mom specifically. I'm just saying she looks like
No, you didn't say mom. No, I'm laughing because she looks like a mom.
Yeah.
She looks like a mom. And that's fine. You know what? And she does, in the comics, she does do mom things like clean, other shit. Yeah.
I was like, get in the kitchen, bitch.
Barefoot. Go.
I want to see you make a sandwich invisible.
Bro.
But
see that castle? Invisible by it. Womp.
But nah, so... No, I feel like it wasn't really watched because it's just people, A, didn't really know about the Fantastic Four, therefore not really giving a shit about the Fantastic Four. It'd be like them releasing a Shang-Chi cartoon 10 years ago. People would have been like, what?
Just come out of nowhere.
Who the fuck is this?
Remind you, Spider-Man and X-Men were just blowing up left and right, so...
Right.
It didn't technically really matter.
So I feel like that's why it didn't get watched. So they pulled it off the air.
Yep.
And then... After some time, they brought it back,
right, like
on Cartoon Network.
Real time, like some years.
And it wasn't years.
I thought it was years, like 5 years.
No, it was a couple months. They brought it back, and then aired the next 9 episodes.
Right, so it's still on, my bad, it's still on Cartoon Network. Yep.
So they made it through the first 17 episodes, and then they canceled it completely. However, they had already made another. I think it was another 9 episodes.
Right, because it's one season. You would think it's like multiple seasons, but it's just one. It just they divvied it out.
So since they had 9 more episodes, I think they waited another couple of months, and eventually Nickelodeon bought the rights to air it on Nickelodeon.
That was like 2015.
And so they aired the last 6 episodes. Well, they aired the entire series, and then aired the last 9 episodes that hadn't been aired before. So this was one of those shows that kept getting put on the back burner, and it's tragic because I'm going to tell you now, this is better than what people probably remember it as.
Right.
Now here's the thing. I am not saying it is great. It is not.
It's better than Superhero Squad. I'll take that.
But it's good.
Yeah.
And they could have gone to a lot of cool places with this show.
And they dive into the... Now, I'm not saying like they went full on with the comics, but so far they have hit the source material with some of these characters, man.
They have. And now I do have some of my own minor complaints. Obviously, I do not like Hulk's voice. Eventually, Hulk shows up in one of the episodes, and his voice, it's the first time I've ever heard Hulk not sound good.
And really, Hulk shouldn't, unless he's a great Hulk, he shouldn't be talking.
Because if you remember when we did Superhero Squad, I was like, they did a good job with Hulk's voice, but you can't mess up Hulk's voice. And then we got to this, and I'm like, okay, so you can mess up Hulk's voice, and we know this now.
He doesn't really talk as much, and it's weird. It was weird. It was okay. It was weird. You get that one. It was weird. I mean, and it bothered as much, but it was kind of weird.
Thing's voice was fine. There was another voice I don't remember.
You said it was Reed. You said it was Reed.
I don't remember which of the 3. I think it's Reed, though.
Yeah, I think it was Reed.
Reed doesn't sound sophisticated. He sounds like a kid.
He sounds like a kid.
And it just... It kind of threw it off for me.
It don't sound like Reed like we heard in Superhero Squad.
Well, it doesn't sound like Reed in any iteration I've heard Reed used. Usually Reed's got a kind of middle to deeper voice.
Right.
He talks really...
Manly?
Slowly, but... articulate.
Right. It's supposed to be smart.
And I don't know. He just sounded super fucking young in this. And I'm like, maybe if you were doing like kid versions of the but you're not. This was put on Cartoon Network for adults. It was part of their Toonami thing.
Toonami roster. Yep.
So I don't know. His voice irks the shit out of me. And I'm not the biggest fan of the animation because I'm not a fan of American anime style.
Yeah, it's anime, but yeah, it's done by Americans though. So it's like they try to study anime and it's like, we're gonna draw just like that. Like,
right.
Okay, instead of just getting actual people draw, you actually say, we'll get enough American people do this. Like, okay.
But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. We're gonna talk about episode 1, starting off with Trial by Fire.
Oh, I thought it was Doomsday.
No, Trial by Fire. And this is, our heroes are on their way to a children's fundraiser when Johnny's attacked by a robot. Reed tells him not to destroy it, but he does so anyways, and then is transported into another galaxy. Sue faints as Reed tells her that he will try to find where Johnny went. Johnny wakes up with Ronan the Accuser saying that he had committed a crime. Thing goes into the ceremony they were originally going to accept the award, while Reed and Sue end up going and looking for Johnny, because they still wanted to give off the idea that, everything was still fine to the public, so that they didn't freak out. However, Ronan and Johnny appear in a dome back on Earth.
Right.
Ronan allows Reed to be Johnny's lawyer. He then allows Thing and Sue to be witnesses.
I have a quick question, bro. You sure it wasn't Doomsday #1 where Reed is accused? Where Reed was like purposely accused to go on this thing? Cause they were accusing them. I thought it was going through the backstory of the Fantastic Four.
No.
Huh? Like that's kind of jumping to like episode 3.
It depends on how you watched it. I watched it right off of Disney Plus. This was the first episode.
Oh shit! I'm
not saying it's right.
No, no.
I will 100% tell you when we get to the Spider-Man animated series, they don't have the episodes in the right order on there.
Right. Okay, because I went on YouTube for a brief second and I saw like little clips of it, and it was supposed to start with Doomsday, but Trial by Fire is like episode 3. No, but I could like
Hold on, I can figure it out super quick.
Right.
If we go to the wiki.
Wiki.
Yeah, episode guide. Episode 1, Trial by Fire.
Huh. Okay, shit. Guess we're already... I thought I was supposed to set up them literally getting into the ship. You know, it's supposed to do the usual... Well, we all know the story. Hit by gamma rays.
Well, and I think that's why they didn't do that with the episode release. They didn't want people coming in getting the origin story again. If you know who the Fantastic Four are... Which a lot of people didn't. But they figured the people that were going to watch it did. You know how they get their powers. Plus, again, it did come after the first Fantastic Four movie.
Okay,
which gives the origin story.
But anyway, yeah, Trial by Fire is the Ronan accuser. Yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Okay.
So Ronan and Johnny appear back in a dome on Earth.
Right.
Ronan allows Reed to be Johnny's lawyer, and he then allows Thing and Sue to be witnesses.
Right.
Johnny is being accused for destroying sentries that were trying to make contact with Earth. They end up losing the trial because apparently whatever they have can read Johnny's mind and memories and things like that.
Yeah, I call bullshit, but that's fine.
It's Ronan the accuser, dude. I don't think he's ever said people were not guilty.
Right. Hey, you guilty. Bam, right in the head. Like, damn, all right.
They lose the trial and are attacked by Kree robot porcupines, is what I called them. Ronan also attacks. A kid in the crowd is about to be hurt, and Johnny saves him. The Supreme Intelligence comes in and says that since he saved the child, they will be spared. Right. Ronan gets pissed off about this because he still thinks, regardless if he saved the child or not, he's guilty. He needs to die.
He's Ronan the accuser. He's not, like you said, he don't find not guilty.
Our heroes go home, and then Johnny ends up apologizing to everybody for being a hothead, basically.
See, why can't this Johnny be a straight... Never mind. Okay, that's fine.
Being what? Straight
Be a stranger tales? Saving some shit. Not... I got fireballs. Like, no, save some people.
I actually did enjoy this episode as a first episode and getting into it. I was like, you know what? This is not bad.
Yeah. I gave it a 7.
That's what I gave it. 7.
Hey.
7 out of 10. It's the first time we've agreed ever, I swear.
Hey.
On a ranking.
We agree sometimes on some shit. Sometimes, all the time. We got split personalities here. Sometimes I just can't stand them.
Next episode is Doomed. Episode 2.
Right.
And in this one, our heroes are followed home by a tiny robot because, robots. Johnny is in trouble for accidentally setting a building on fire.
That's Stranger Tales.
Right.
There it is.
Reed plans on helping Thing go back to being a human.
Yep.
However, this robot ends up stinging Reed in the back of the neck, and Reed and Doom end up switching places.
That's crazy.
Doom plans on ruining Reed's life. Meanwhile, Johnny is going to get followed around by a TV crew, and Reed is going to be a dick towards everyone. Because it's not actually Reed, it's Doom as Reed. Reed, who is now Doom,
right,
uses the Doom mask to get out of his cell and forces the Doom boss to destroy themselves. And then he's also, trying to find how to get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Doom Reed ends up hitting on Sue, and she's grossed out by it.
You good, girl. Hey, I said, hey, yo. Hey, okay, Reed. Hey, Reed said, hey, he ain't hold no punches. Hey, compared to the comics, he was waiting like issue 6 to say something. He said, hey, yo, tap it.
Reed as Doom takes a cab to the Baxter building. Johnny sends a crew in to interview the neighbors while he talks to Sue and Ben. Alarms go off and the Fantastic Four come out to attack Doom, who is actually Reed.
Right.
Reed, who is actually Doom, steps in and knocks out... just to get Doom. He knocks out Reed, or whatever.
Right, he knocks out he knocks him out. Cleared it, barely convinced. Boom.
Doom, as Reed, then plans to blow up the city, but Sue breaks Doom, who is actually Reed. God, this is confusing.
Isn't it?
Out of his new cell. She tells the others to keep Doom Reed busy, and then Reed Doom and Sue go to Reed's lab. Reed manages to switch bodies back, thank God, because I'm tired of saying what I was saying.
Hey, that would be like for the whole episode. Like, shit, this
Right.
is a problem.
They manage to switch bodies back, and then Doom runs away, and then the TV crew then actually thinks Reed was actually evil and trying to destroy the city. So here's the thing. This is a good story.
Oh, yeah.
This was actually almost pulled, I won't say step for step, but this is one of the comics we read during one of our Comic Corner podcasts, where they do switch bodies and all this shit happens.
Yep. That was like issue 5 or 6. No, 10 of Fantastic Four. 1 of the 10s. Yeah.
I don't remember. All I do
it's a
know
Fantastic Four
is
one, though.
it is a good story. They did a decent job here.
Right.
My only problem with it is since I have pretty much read the story before, I wasn't as into this episode.
So would you give it a 6?
I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7 too.
Which, it's still decent.
I was like, hey, see, we were right back to disagree with each other. Just like that. It's like, I didn't give it a 6. I like 7. I like the. Hey, only reason I give it a 7 because hey, he went. I just wish somebody wrote. Then he smacked Sue's butt. Hey, hey, yo.
Need to beat the dog piss out of him.
Oh my God, he whistled too. Went right for it. You looking good in that suit. You looking
All right.
good in the suit.
Episode 3 is called Doomsday.
Yes, it is.
And if I have one complaint going into this, it was back-to-back Doom episodes. Again,
Yeah.
I am not a big fan of reusing the same villain back-to-back, as you will see when we talk about the comics next or later on Thursday. And then next week, because Marvel has a habit of, like, when they get... Like, it's one thing if it's a to be continued type of scenario.
Right, this is just a random, hey, we're going to use the same villain, the
but
same
they're just...
shit.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
okay.
not a fan of it. Switch them out. Give me some...
Well, it was here later. We're
variety.
gonna throw 5 more aliens out there. Like, please don't throw 5 more aliens.
Right.
Don't do this. I'm gonna say jab on you. Stop playing.
So, we start off with our heroes fighting some monster.
Yep.
Thing and Johnny are then scolded for playing near a machine that pulled it from another
Hey,
dimension.
they like kids, bro.
Right.
They are literally.
They
Jesus.
send the monster back to where it came from, and a TV crew ends up blaming Reed for experimenting with cosmic rays.
Where the hell are these TV? I mean, I guess they just appear. Like, bro, this is like life or death. Hey, get the camera. Watch this shit.
There are people like that.
No. Oh my God. Dude, that's death, bro. Like, why are you here?
It's the same reason why there's people that go to other countries during wars to film what's going on.
Fuck that.
Like me and you, we're the smart ones. We're like, nah, you go do that.
We're not like our. Hey, what's that door? You go ahead and walk in that door, bro. I'm going home. Go the fuck home. Bye.
But yeah, so they come, they talk about how he had written this article and how he had said that he had tampered with things on purpose. And at that point, the rest of the team, except for Sue,
Of course.
is kind of having a hard time trusting in Reed right now.
Like they do now in the comics. Like, they don't trust his ass now. What else is new?
So then Thing visits Alicia, and she basically helps him feel better and convinces him that, like, he would not do something like that. He's been trying so hard to turn you back into a regular person. Like, you need to have some trust in him. And he's like, you know what? You're right. By the way, bonus points for having Alicia. I was not expecting her to show up.
Gotta give it to. Hey, give it to the show, bro. They put Alicia in here for like 3 seconds. I give you that one.
Our heroes all then individually get attacked by Doombots, and they're all captured except for Reed. Reed sees that his paper article was actually altered, but it's too late. Doom breaks into the Baxter building and attacks Reed.
Right.
Doom is now planning to pull the entire city into the negative zone.
Bro, that's first time we're in the negative zone. Hello. That was good there, too.
Johnny ends up freeing Thing. Thing destroys the robots and then frees the others. They get out and realize Doom planned all this. Thing sneaks up on Doom and punches the shit out of him,
Bro.
dude. It was almost like if it was a horror movie, it would have been so perfectly done.
Weird. Bah! Like, oh my God. Can you hear? He got you in the... He got you in the ear, bro. Like,
Right.
Psst, I'm hearing that. I can't hear shit.
Tinnitus.
Nice shot.
Punches the shit out of him and ends up freeing Reed, who was also captured.
I guess so, because he completely got the shit out of him. All right.
They end up capturing Doom and then attempt to take him to the aliens that came through the negative portal.
Yep.
Doom escapes and Johnny and Sue give chase. Reed uses his negative gauntlet to clear the aliens out. The media comes to the Fantastic Four and Johnny gives... this is after they win. Right. Johnny gives a fantastic impersonation as Doom. And it was funny how they did it
man.
because they actually had Doom up on the screen next
Yep.
to him doing all the same hand signals. It was fucking hilarious.
Poor Doom. Doom couldn't get a break at all. But Johnny said, "Hey, this is what Doom did." Like I really, oh hell no, he tried to impress that shit.
The team apologized to Reed for doubting him, and Reed apologized to them for
By shooting them with the negative cells.
right. for changing them into what they are.
Right.
And we end the episode with Doom basically throwing a temper tantrum.
Like he did in Superhero Squad, like a legit ass child.
I actually really liked this episode.
You gave it 9?
I did not. I gave it an 8.
I gave it 9. That's not bad. I like it. So like I said, so far these 6 were solid.
It's been it's a solid show. It's a solid show.
Solid show.
Episode 4 was called "The World's Tiniest Heroes," which when I read the name of the article, I was like, "Yay, we're getting Hank Pym."
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, there's some cool stuff that happens with this.
There is a lot.
So, Reed is experimenting with shrinking things.
Of course.
And Johnny agrees to watch Neighbor's dog. The dog ends up running around pushing a bunch of buttons, which causes a lot of chaos. Sue comes in and stops it and then plays with the dog instead of scolding Johnny.
Of course.
Our heroes end up going to bed and everyone wakes up at about half their height.
Can you imagine? Just, oh my god!
Right. The dog walks on walls. No one bats an eye. And Reed, however, is excited about all this. He's like, yo, this is actually going towards the experiment that I was trying to do.
Of course, Reed.
Everyone throughout the episode continues to shrink slowly.
Yep.
However, Herbie also thinks that they are kids.
That's the first time we saw Herbie. I mean, we saw Herbie come to... Did we see Herbie? No, that's the first time we saw Herbie.
We saw Herbie in one of the last couple shows. I just don't remember which one.
Okay, because, I mean, one of these episodes, I thought it's the first time we saw him in this...
No,
6.
there was one episode in this series, yes.
Right.
He did show up for a short bit in Superhero Squad.
Right. I'm saying, like, in this little bit right here, this first time Herbie showed up out of nowhere.
But this isn't actually Herbie in the way that we have seen him in other things. This is, like, security system Herbie.
Right, because if anything, the Herbie that we seen was more like
an actual robot.
Right, an actual robot, and from Superhero Squad as well. So, but anyway, yeah.
So anyways... Herbie thinks they're kids at first, and then he starts to detect that there are rodents when it's actually the heroes.
Oh my god, rodents detected. Oh my god.
Our heroes end up having to fight against the rodent defense system.
You had to, bro.
Alicia shows up, gets into an extremely weird conversation with Herbie, and then she leaves. Everyone gets sucked into the vents, and as they're about to get sucked into a fan, ants show up and help our heroes out.
Hey.
At which point, Henry Pym shows up, and this is where I got excited.
Right.
They called him Henry. For the longest.
From the
I swear, as a kid growing up and everything, I had always heard his name as Hank Pym.
Wow.
I had never known his actual name was Henry.
Right.
And then we started reading
the comics.
The Tales to Astonish, and his name is Henry in the comics.
So
to come across this show and them call him Henry Pym, I was
like,
Henry.
I
was like, let's go.
This guy, like I said right before we started, I said they really pay attention to detail with their characters here, man, and they are telling the story, which is I like that. So yeah.
So Henry ends up getting them into the lab after another run-in with Herbie, where the dog actually ends up helping them. As they begin shrinking more, Ant-Man takes them and puts them on top of one of the machines.
Right.
And you see Mr. Fantastic go through and start reaching for particles and atoms and things like that. Right, because
he's trying to figure out how to grow ourselves back. Because they're slowly shrinking to nothing. Like, it's just slowly shrinking.
But Reed manages to basically rearrange atoms and grow them back to normal size.
Right.
At this point, the neighbor comes back for his dog. Reed and Henry have a nerd out moment, and everyone's actually in a good mood. So here's the thing. It was an enjoyable episode, but this is one of those that I felt were unnecessary. I was really stoked for the Henry thing. Henry Pym.
It was fan service. Yeah.
But over and above all, there was no real villain presence.
And I think that's the problem.
And I understand that heroes aren't necessarily always going to have a villainous presence, but I'm going to enjoy the episodes where there is a villainous presence more than the ones that don't.
It was like a filler episode.
If anything, Reed kind of just fucked up, and they all had to try and live through the fuck up until Reed fixed it.
Really, Reed was unfortunately the villain of this whole story. So,
but I ended up giving this a 6 out of 10.
5. I gave it a 5. It's okay. I like fan service, but it, like I said, filler episode, it was unnecessary. So.
All right. Now for a really good episode if it wasn't for the voice. Episode 5 was called Hard Knocks, and this one...
Love the title, by the way.
Yeah, me too. An old friend shows up of Reed's, and Sue and Johnny went to spy on them, which is funny because as soon as they said an old friend, I was like, I know it's Bruce.
Yeah, it's Bruce. He only knows smart people like Henry and fucking Bruce, man. What do? I mean, he knows other people too, but I'm like, he only hangs with smart people. What the fuck? Come on now. You should know that.
Oh, I swallowed that too fast.
Pause.
All right. So it does turn out it was Bruce, and Hulk has actually knocked out Reed.
Yeah, he did. I was like, oh my god, he slumped, bro. What happened?
Hulk and Thing end up getting into a fight.
Yeah, we fighting. What the fuck?
That literally spills into the street. When I say it spills into the street, I mean they knocked each other out of like the 40th story of the Baxter building.
Oh, yo, did you hear that?
And fell all the way to the ground with each other.
Tumble? You see that tumble, bro? He went,
Reed wakes up and tells...
I said, game over.
Right. Reed wakes up and tells Sue to go help the others. And
what am I gonna do?
And he'll be there soon.
I would be like, hey, I'm out, bro. That's too big you fight, bro.
She puts a force field around Hulk's head to try and suffocate him at least long enough for him to just pass out. And Reed comes out and puts something on the Hulk's head, which causes Hulk to turn back into Bruce Banner.
Bro, when I saw Sue did that, I said, "Oh my god!" Because there was so much going on. I said, "Bro, first of all, you got slipped the fuck up, and then secondly, did you just tumble for the 50th door? And thirdly, are you trying to kill the Hulk? Oh my god!" Because there's so much happening at once right now. Right. Damn, they really worked together and they almost killed the Hulk. Good job, guys.
We get a Bruce backstory.
Of course.
And then back inside, Bruce apologizes to everyone, and a military force comes into the Baxter building to apprehend Bruce.
Yep. Because you gotta have military. Come on now.
Thing gives Johnny's car to Bruce so Bruce can escape.
Right.
Everyone gets captured, but Sue ends up breaking them out.
Of course.
And we also find out that the Fantastic Four have failed with stopping the helicopters that now have Bruce. The Fantastic Four give chase in their Fantastic car, and
I like that.
And Colonel Pratt calls in for backup. The Fantastic Four is split up to take on the military force. Reed gets Bruce out of the cell but gets shot. Thing then convinces Bruce to turn into the Hulk.
Right.
Hulk ends up attacking Thing because Thing had said something about his mom just to try and make him mad. It was funny too because when he said something, Bruce was like, "You have to try a lot harder than that, man." But of course, when he turns into Hulk, all he can remember was, "You said something about Hulk's mom."
Hey, swing first.
So Hulk ends up attacking Thing.
Right, I knew that was coming.
So Thing leads him into all of the military force.
Right, he said, "I got an idea. Lead him that way." Because he wants to knock the shit out of you, bro.
And then after destroying all of them, Hulk runs off.
Right.
And it's the end of the episode.
Where's Rick Jones at, goddamn?
Rick Jones, bitch.
Rick Jones, bitch. Where he at? Shit. I thought that's what he was calling. I gotta call it Big Guns. It's Rick Jones. Wave your arm, Hulk. I still got control.
Rick Jones is with Captain America now.
Yes, he is. He is. That's where he's.
Sorry, we're still reading on old comics, guys.
Sorry.
It's shit happens.
We're just having a nerd moment here. It's like, yeah, I'm with Captain America now, bitch.
Right. I gave this episode a 6.
Yeah, I gave it that trip. I gave it a 6 as well.
Here's the thing.
It
was a decent episode.
But there's no villain, really.
But it was also kind of boring.
It was kind of boring.
And Hulk's voice sucked.
It's not even. I didn't care. I didn't mind it. I thought, because Hulk did what he did, and Hulk clapped everybody. Hulk did what Cap did.
And now we're going to talk about the last episode that we're covering today, which I actually think is the best episode out of all of them.
Yeah.
This was called My Neighbor Was a Skrull.
My Neighbor Was a Skrull.
So, Fantastic Four are on some sort of space mission. They come through space and arrive home. However, when they land on their landing pad, the landing pad starts to spin. They fall through.
Yep.
Once inside, their neighbor that has hated them for the entire season, which we haven't talked about her much, but she comes through and welcomes them home and tries to talk to Sue, tries to be friends with Sue.
Herbie,
now here's the thing: we know that she's a Skrull.
Oh yeah.
But our heroes don't. They're confused. Herbie then starts speaking Spanish.
That was weird.
The plumbing is going crazy. Everything that is in the fridge tastes like chicken, which is funny. Basically, we'll get there. Right. If I can remember to come back to that, there's a reason for this. The phone's all messed up and not working. Everything is just kind of haywire. The Skrull male guy, the male guy ends up showing up with letters, and the neighbor ends up showing back up to annoy Sue. And basically, these guys are trying to figure out more about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, which that's some comic book accurate shit. They've been trying to do that anyway.
Right. The training room ends up going on the fritz and ping pongs thing until he destroys it all. Then Alicia shows up as a Skrull.
Of course, right? It's like, oh, you're a Skrull too? Damn, what happened to you, Alicia?
And our heroes finally end up kicking out all of the guests except for Miss Monet.
Right.
And Reed basically calls the team down, and he's talking to her and just saying some off the wall shit that she's 100% agreeing with everything. And he's like
crazy.
And it was even talking about like he says something like, yeah, you haven't had to fly up in space in your bathtub since you've grown, gotten your wings back.
And I was like, what?
He's like, how about you show us your angelic wings? And she ends up growing wings that look like angel wings.
Bruh. Yo.
It was wild.
Yo, this episode was trippy.
It's
funny. Some of them are not questioning. I mean, they're questioning it, but they just go on with it. I'm like, oh, so they're Skrulls too.
Right.
So I would think, hey, they are also Skrulls. So something happened to the Fantastic Four.
So Reed ends up basically wrapping all of our heroes in a ball and pokes his head through to talk to him without anybody else being able to hear.
That was smart. He's something happened.
And he's like, yo, I think these guys are shapeshifters.
Yep.
He's like, I don't think any of them are the people that we know who they are. So Ben and Sue go to subtly talk to the neighbors, but Ben ends up losing his cool, and the Skrulls reveal themselves and attack. Johnny gets probed, and he gets mad about being probed. He's like, I've been probed! Which was funny, by the way.
Poor Johnny.
Reed then calls for another meeting and reveals that, here's the thing, their neighbors weren't the ones that have been kidnapped and replaced.
No.
They've been kidnapped. He's like, I think we're in a base designed to look like the Baxter Building. I think we're still in space.
Which Skrulls are the smartest things ever. Like, they said, now, well, it is. You never left.
They're basically trying to imitate life on Earth, and they're not humans, so they don't know everything that humans go through. They don't know the personalities of any of the people that they're pretending to be. They don't know what food and stuff tastes like. That's why everything tastes like chicken, because you always hear people when they eat something like, oh yeah, that tastes like chicken. So they're like, let's make everything taste like chicken. Apparently everything to human beings tastes like chicken.
Can you imagine? Everything's fine, Nick. Go back inside. Like, bitch, what?
Right.
Hey, yo, that's how they work. Everything's so fine, bro. It's normal. Go back inside. Like, what's happening?
So the Skrulls end up taking the forms of the Fantastic Four. Right. And basically round out getting everybody's genetic sample.
Yep.
And they basically leave them to die. Like, the place is going to explode.
Yep. I like how they end up like, we're going to self-destruct system. Like, damn, all right.
The spaceship blows, but Sue keeps everyone in a force field while Reed calls for their ship.
That strength was elite, bro. She said, I got you.
Right. The Skrulls end up hyperdriving out, and the Fantastic Four head home. The Fantastic Four were actually going to start chasing them until they hyperdrived out. And then Reed was like, yeah, we're not going to catch them.
No, they went like,
he's like,
Star
let's go
Wars.
home.
They hyperspeed that shit. We don't got a ship like that.
We then see that Ronan the Accuser is actually working with the Skrulls.
Come on now.
And with the genetic samples, he's going to be able to help them modify somebody, which this is obviously a lead up to Super Skrull.
Super Skrull. I was going to say Ultimate Skrull. I forgot.
Which is going to be a different version of Super Skrull than what we've seen in the comics. Because the one in the comics, he is imitating their powers, but it so far requires a ray shooting from the planet constantly on him.
Right. This one's going to look like a Skrull that can actually just do it.
That's how they beat him in the comics, is they disrupted that ray. It made him super weak, and then they beat him. However, this one, it looks like Ronan's helping him. He's going to come out and just be super fucking powerful, which is how I actually personally knew of Super Skrull. I just always knew he was always a badass.
Right, in which that's what he's supposed to be. He's like, literally, I can stretch, I can do fire, I can clobber, I can turn invisible. I'm the whole thing.
But I did give this episode an 8.
Yeah, I gave it an 8. Not bad. It wasn't bad.
I thought it was actually super solid. Now, here's the thing. Again, we went into this optimistically. And to be honest, there's a good chance if we were not reading the comics, we would not be enjoying this as much as we are.
And that's what I hate. I mean, I like it, but I hate that, though, because it's the comics backing it up. And you're right. If we didn't do Comic Corner, we probably would not.
We probably would be watching this and being like, it's cool, but like it's just
like
it's
a
not
4 or
that
5.
Right.
Ain't that a bitch, though? I mean, and that's fine. We can get hype, but it's one of the things like, well, shit. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
But yeah,
I'm enjoying it. But what if it's that what if though? Like, what if we didn't do that comic corner, bro? We'd be like, yo, this is ass.
Right.
This shit's ass.
But yeah, again, thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it because we read the shit. So,
super excited to read it, to watch the next 6.
Oh yeah.
The way we'll probably do this is we'll do it the opposite of what we did last time. Last time we did 7-7-6-6. I think this time we'll do 6-6-7-7.
Okay.
Just so we can knock it out in 4 weeks, because I don't want to.
Right to Moon Knight, right?
Well, I don't want to do 1 week of just 2 episodes.
Okay.
That's going to make for like a 20-minute podcast, and there's not really much to talk about.
We're like what? I can't see the time on this.
We're at an hour exactly.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't bad.
All right.
And we also kind of took a little more time on the news as well. We had trailers to talk about.
We had Super Bowl to talk about. Did you guys like the halftime? I'm just kidding.
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast altogether, Ralph. What?
Fuck, my arm is sore. Sorry, I got the booster shot today, and I'm not happy about it. It was unexpected.
He's going to be complaining. And don't worry. That's how we're getting this done now, because I know tomorrow, and maybe even Monday, he's going to be like, shit, tomorrow on Monday. So I'm just like, that's why we're getting this done now while he's still normal. Because tomorrow he'll be like, I feel woozy. Yeah, no shit. It hasn't taken effect yet, bro.
But yeah, again, super dope episodes. So later this week will be the next Comic Corner. It is my turn to pick the MVP.
Which is weird. He got nothing but storytelling, which is fine. I mean, some of them were good. It's okay. We'll get to it, though.
It was a solid week. Don't let him lie to you. And then next week, it's the next 6 episodes.
Right.
And again, it's a solid show. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time you are with us.
Yeah.
We love you all. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching. All 7 of you guys. Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Yeah. We got